Hey guys, Rogue Orange here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we have a much more organized, functional video than we had last week.
Life lesson, I guess, don't buy capture cards from Amazon. Especially ones that are, less than $25.
But yeah, I had recently posted a YouTube short showing off this Nintendo Switch Relay Box, which is a piece of development hardware. And in that video, someone left a comment saying that they wanted a closer look at the developer Switch, or prototype Switch as they put it, so that's what we're going to do today. Now, in this case is the developer Switch itself. And taking a first look at it, you're going to think it looks like just a regular first edition Nintendo Switch with the gray Joy-Cons, and you would be somewhat correct. Looking at the bottom, you're going to see just a regular USB-C port, as well as the kickstand that has the micro SD card slot available in there. There is no micro SD card, I've already checked. And on the top you're going to see the familiar power button, volume buttons, vent, audio jack, and game cartridge slot. And also on the back you're going to see it looks like a regular Nintendo Switch, except that it has a very special marking. If we zoom in under the Nintendo logo, you're going to see eDevD, and that means that this is a reversion of the eDev Nintendo Switch development unit. So without further ado, let's turn this on. And hitting the power button, you're going to see it is in French. This came from a European development region. But there you go, there is basically nothing on here except a dev menu, and that's really what makes this system unique, is that this dev menu is baked into the firmware. Alright, so going in, you're gonna see this dev menu application, and it's just got a whole bunch going on. You can see that there's only one application on the application menu, but you're going to see we can install from SD, we can install from HTTP, and we can write to game card, as well as having the system memory and SD card information available. Going down, you're going to see save data from an in-store demo menu, Speed 3, and LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2. Now, I don't know where Speed 3 came from, but I know that LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2, that was actually the cartridge that my seller had tested on this to make sure that the cartridge slot worked. So there is a prototype of that game floating around, but I do not have it. And then going down, you're going to see the controllers, and you're going to see just the one handheld along with the serial numbers for each of the Joy-Cons, which I think is pretty freaking sweet. You can also enable vibration, enable Pro Controller USB communication, delete all control pairing settings, start controller pairing, and yeah, that's basically it for that menu. And I just skipped the accounts menu because there's some sensitive information on there, and I don't want to ruin anything for myself by showing that. Now under the device settings, you're going to see we have language, we have region, we have time zone that we can set, we have platform region, which can be set, which is set to global, which I think is interesting. Then date and time, and as well as options for automatic synchronization via network and automatic synchronization by PC. Now I don't know what those options do, I'm not messing with it. But then we go down to display settings, and we have options for screen brightness, auto control, auto resolution, consumer electronics control, TV underscan settings, color remapping controls, TV sound, system sound, which we can change from stereo, mono, or surround sound, which is interesting. And you can do the same thing with system sound, except there's no surround sound, it's just mono or stereo. Automatic speaker mute, limit headphone output level, a sound test with voice, and you can... Oh, wait. Oh, you can do sound tests with this. Wait, hold on. So this is far left, far right, center, left... Wait, hold on. Okay, that's freaking sweet. So that was the sound test between sine wave and pink noise, and you can do that on any of the speakers. You can even do it just center, the way how it would normally sound. Yeah, you can like adjust this to come out of different speakers. So I'm going to do the sine wave on the far left, and then pink noise on the far right. That is so cool. And then the speakers, you have the options for volume settings, of course. Device lock is disabled, and you got sleep set, all these different sleep settings. And once again, I skipped another tab, the network tab. I skipped that because you cannot connect this thing to the internet unless you want it run the risk of it getting bricked. And also, I don't know what sensitive information was on there, and I don't want to mess with that. But we're going to skip over to the play report, and you're going to see you got transmission status, storage usage, a user agreement check, allow to save unlinked user report, clear storage, request immediate transition, and it's just got and what's been uploaded. There's nothing there. And then we're going to go to time test and auto clock ensure enabled, invalidate clock, commit new date time, get write time from server, reset steady clock, and you can even add minutes, hours, days. It's kind of wild. And then debug, you're going to go down here, you're going to see launch mode settings. You got initial boot menu, which you can choose from home menu or dev menu, so you can launch like the regular switch, or you can launch directly into this application. Exhibition mode, you can enable or disable that. In-store demo mode, you can also enable or disable that. Operation mode, frequency, performance mode policy, USB 3.0 super speed for HTC connection, user exception handler, red screen at system error, terminate application on GPU error, GPU crash report, saves movie on exception, JIT bug, and crash dumps. You can do all these unique different settings. Then you have memory settings, which is only available in the SDev. Ours is an eDev, so that really doesn't help our case. Fill memory with non-zero value, no vsync capability, GPU timeout, graphics firmware memory margin, whatever that means. And then these file system settings, which includes you can fill out the free space, you can redirect feature settings, you can do a whole bunch of things. Me testing mode, and you can enable or disable that. Import database, export database, format database, or export character info, which I think is neato. And then miscellaneous settings like SD card logging mode, screenshot debug mode, movie recording debug mode, force disable game recording, all these really neat things. And then we go down here, and then there's error reports from October 4th, 2023 at 7:44 EDT. I have no idea what any of these error codes mean because I am not a developer. Bluetooth audio is also available on this as a setting, which you can pair a new device. We're not doing that. And then there's shops. You can do valid shop or test shop, which is interesting. Again, I don't want to mess with too much of this because I don't know what any of this really does. And then we have registering an active console, which we're not going to do. We can check the registration status, register an active console, initial settings and registering an active system, registering responses, register by file and unregister, JSON compatibility checks, and then we got, what did we miss down there? And it says, okay, it says balance, dev, NA not linked. I don't think we're going to worry about that. And then we go down here and you're going to see the system firmware version. This is 17.0.0 -5.1 touchscreen firmware, and then the startup time in terms of milliseconds. But yeah, that looks like that is the entire thing. And one last thing before we head off, let's take a look at some of the album here, and you're gonna see one screenshot, which I think I'm the one who did that, so no need to worry about that. And eShop is not going to be available because we are not online, nor am I connecting this thing to the internet. Then we got the news panel, which is all of the regular Nintendo Switch stuff, since this thing is not online and is not going to get the latest articles. Nintendo Switch Online, also same thing with the internet, it's just not going to connect. We got controllers, and basically vanilla settings there. Same thing with the settings tab. It's all going to be the generic, stuff, right? It's going to be kind of like a regular Nintendo Switch. Really, the dev menu is the big, cool thing that's on this system. So yeah, that was a look at the eDevD Nintendo Switch development console. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed. My name's Rogue Orange, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.